And then on the flip side, you've got a rematch between Joshua and Usyk, which is just as big because of the implications. So my question is now, that fight, Anthony Joshua, it's looking like there's going to be a massive change in his training camp, whether it's additions or taking away. Has anyone ever reached out to you about working with him or anything like that? No. And what do you think happens in that fight?
Well, I think it's plain and obvious that he's not going to go in there and try and outdo Usyk at his own game. He's going to try and be more aggressive and use his attributes, because Joshua's got some fantastic attributes. But the problem is that he's fighting a man that is very, very good, and his brain is just right up there. You know, people talk about ring generalship and boxing IQ. It's a really fashionable sort of term right now.
I've used it a few times.
But Usyk's is next level, you know, and he's seen all styles before. You know, you look at, you know, people talk about the bigger, the stronger. This. You know, people that, these big guys are going to walk straight through him and all that. Did you see Joyce against Usyk as an amateur? And you know, Usyk ended up pushing him back. You know, it's the same the first AJ fight. What happened in the last round? Who looked like the stronger man in the last round? Usyk's a very, very good fighter, but he hits harder than what you think, and he's physically stronger than what you think. It is underrated. I mean, listen, he's never going to be a most devastating puncher, but he doesn't have to, like, as in a one-punch knockout merchant. Yeah. But you don't have to be. This is what I say. People are blinded by, if you're not a big puncher, then you can't win world titles. Well, look through who's world champions, and there's not many one-punch knockout merchants that are world champions. But it's the skill level and the making you miss and countering. It's the frying your brain. It's the tiring you out mentally, fatiguing you. So then you start making mistakes, and as you're making more mistakes, the more he capitalises on them and then goes through the gears. You know, it mentally drains the opponents, and that's why after fight, Lomachenko's same. If you watch a lot of Lomachenko's fights, you look at 5 or 6 rounds in, they're in this. It's quite a competitive fight. But then you look at 6 rounds plus, and you see that level open up, the gap open up because of the levels, and that's where it sort of takes place.